Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today, we'll dive into the whirlwind drama surrounding Luna, Bill, Finn, and Steffi as the tangled web of paternity, forgiveness, and family dynamics continues to unravel. This week's spoilers are jam-packed with potential twists that will keep viewers glued to their screens. Let's get started. A potential shift, Luna moving in with Finn? One of the most intriguing possibilities this week is Luna's growing desire to connect with her biological father, a revelation that could change everything. After enjoying her relatively comfortable house arrest at Bill Spencer's mansion, Luna might decide she wants something deeper, like moving in with Finn, who's rumored to be her father. Bill has gone to great lengths to shelter Luna and shield her from the consequences of her actions, but even he might be relieved to see her transition into Finn's care. Finn, as a naturally forgiving person, might find himself compelled to step up for Luna. Despite her troubling past, which includes near-fatal actions against Steffi and others, Finn might see this as his chance to make up for lost time. If Luna asks Bill for one more favor, to allow her to live with Finn, this could pave the way for the two to begin rebuilding their relationship as father and daughter. The idea of living with Finn could provide Luna with the stability she's always craved, while Finn might view this as a chance to turn his own pain into purpose. Bill Spencer's internal struggles and the price of secrets. Bill Spencer has been carrying the weight of Luna's presence at his mansion, juggling secrets, lies, and the logistical challenges of her house arrest. While he's done everything in his power to keep Luna safe and contained, the strain is starting to show. Bill's elaborate cover-ups have already raised eyebrows within his family, and he's likely exhausted from constantly having to sneak around. If Luna does ask to move in with Finn, Bill might jump at the opportunity to reclaim some sense of normalcy in his own life. His motives aren't entirely selfish, though. Bill recognizes that Luna craves a connection with her biological father and might see Finn as the key to her redemption. However, Bill's willingness to let Luna go doesn't come without its complications. What will the Spencer family think if they find out the extent of Bill's involvement in Luna's life? And will his actions drive a wedge between him and his sons, who may not understand his reasoning? Finn's dilemma, balancing the past and the future. For Finn, the idea of taking responsibility for Luna is a double-edged sword. On one hand, he's a deeply compassionate person who might feel obligated to step up as her father. On the other hand, Luna's actions against Steffi make this situation incredibly complicated. Let's not forget that Luna once trapped Steffi in a building set for demolition, an unforgivable act that nearly ended her life. For Finn to move past that and open his home to Luna would require not only immense forgiveness, but also a clear path to rebuilding trust. What makes this storyline even more compelling is the potential fallout with Steffi. If Finn decides to take Luna under his wing, it could cause irreparable damage to his marriage. Steffi, already uneasy about Luna's presence, would never approve of Luna moving into the Cliff House. If this paternity revelation splits Finn and Steffi apart, Finn could find himself navigating life as a single father. Would Finn and Luna be able to bond under these circumstances, or would the weight of the past prove too much to bear? Steffi's perspective, torn between family and safety. Steffi Forrester has every reason to be wary of Luna, considering their tumultuous history. While Steffi has been a source of stability and strength in Finn's life, the news of Luna's paternity could shake that foundation. Steffi's primary concern will undoubtedly be her own safety and the safety of her children, which could make her fiercely opposed to Luna coming anywhere near her home. If Finn chooses to prioritize Luna over their marriage, it could lead to a heartbreaking separation for Steffi and Finn. Steffi might find herself questioning whether Finn's need to play the role of a savior is worth sacrificing their family unit. While Steffi's resistance is understandable, it could also create an opportunity for her character to explore her limits of forgiveness and understanding. Could Steffi eventually come around to the idea of Luna and Finn rebuilding their relationship, or will this paternity revelation drive an irreparable wedge between her and Finn? Luna's redemption arc, is it possible? Luna's character remains one of the most polarizing on The Bold and the Beautiful. Despite her dark past, marked by crimes against Tom Starr, Paul Hollister, and Steffi, there's a glimmer of hope that she's on the path to redemption. Bill's glowing review of Luna's behavior suggests that she's making genuine efforts to turn her life around, but is it enough? Luna's desperation to connect with her biological father could serve as a turning point in her redemption arc. If she's sincere in her attempts to rebuild trust and mend relationships, living with Finn might provide her the fresh start she needs. However, Luna's tendency to manipulate situations for her own gain makes it difficult to fully trust her motives. Will Luna truly embrace this opportunity to change, or will she fall back into old patterns of deception and selfishness? What's next for Bill, Finn, and Luna? As this storyline continues to unfold, the potential for drama only grows. Will Bill use his influence one more time to transfer Luna's house arrest to Finn's care? If so, how will that decision impact his already strained relationships with his sons and his reputation within the Spencer family? Meanwhile, Finn faces an uphill battle as he navigates the complexities of being a father to someone with such a dark history. The bigger question is whether Luna's presence will ultimately bring Finn and Steffi closer together or push them apart. With Steffi's objections and Finn's internal conflict, the stakes couldn't be higher. At the heart of it all is Luna herself, who must decide whether she's ready to truly change or if her past mistakes will continue to define her. This week's spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful hint at an emotional roller coaster for Finn, Steffi, Bill, and Luna. With paternity revelations, family conflicts, and Luna's potential redemption on the horizon, the drama is only just beginning. How far will Bill go to help Luna? Will Finn and Luna be able to bond as father and daughter? And what will this mean for Finn and Steffi's marriage? Next, we're exploring one of the most controversial storylines on The Bold and the Beautiful, Luna's shocking journey and the big question, what's next for her character? From mysterious parentage to jaw-dropping actions, Luna's arc has been full of chaos and complexity, but fans are left wondering, where is this all leading? Let's break it down. The big question, what's the plan for Luna? As the storyline about Luna's mysterious father takes center stage, another equally perplexing question looms. What is the ultimate goal for Luna's character? Her presence on the canvas has been anything but ordinary, with her dark actions and unapologetic attitude making it difficult for viewers to connect with her. Is she meant to be redeemed, or is she simply a wild card who exists to create chaos? Luna's actions have consistently undermined any potential for audience empathy. From her cold dismissal of Tom and Hollis, both of whom she had a hand in killing, to her toxic behavior with Zend, it's hard to pin down what the writers want us to feel about her. Are we supposed to pity her, fear her, or root for her? So far, the show has sent mixed signals, and fans are left scratching their heads. If Luna does find out who her father is, will that revelation change anything, or is it just another layer in a storyline that feels increasingly convoluted? Luna's contradictions, the push and pull of sympathy. One of the most challenging aspects of Luna's character is the sharp contradiction between her words and actions. On the one hand, she insists that she wasn't in her right mind when she committed her crimes, but on the other, she shows little remorse unless it benefits her. Her dismissive attitude toward Tom, whom she called a bum, highlights her lack of accountability. Adding to the confusion is the way Luna flaunts her manipulative tendencies. She deliberately got high on her mother's mints to seduce Zend, not only to ruin his image, but to make a point about Poppy's drug use. Her bragging about her night with Zend, claiming it was the best sex of her life, felt more like a calculated move to provoke reactions than a genuine moment. Even RJ, who was previously in Luna's orbit, has seemingly disappeared from the narrative altogether, leaving fans to wonder if the writers are struggling to decide what to do with her. The show seems to flirt with the idea of making Luna sympathetic by mentioning her unconventional upbringing, but this backstory falls flat. By all accounts, Luna's childhood with her mother was loving and supportive. If the writers intended to use a difficult past to justify Luna's actions, they've missed the mark. Instead, Luna's story feels like it's spiraling without a clear destination, leaving viewers questioning if there's any way to redeem her. The Sheila factor, a villain's perspective. Luna's arc becomes even more baffling when you compare her to other B&B villains, particularly Sheila Carter. Sheila is widely regarded as one of the show's most irredeemable characters, yet Luna seems to be skating by without the same level of scrutiny. If Luna is somehow given a free pass for her actions, it raises an important question: what message is the show trying to send? Sheila would undoubtedly have something to say about Luna's potential redemption. The double standard would be glaring. While Sheila's violent tendencies have made her a pariah, Luna's actions, arguably just as heinous, are being treated with an air of ambiguity. Is this inconsistency intentional, or is it a result of the writers not knowing how to handle Luna's character? Either way, it's a glaring issue that needs to be addressed if Luna's story is going to have any credibility. The audience's dilemma: can Luna be redeemed? For many fans, the question isn't just whether Luna can be redeemed, but whether she should be. Her actions have alienated not only the characters around her, but also the audience. While the show might be attempting to create intrigue around Luna, the lack of a clear redemption arc or meaningful consequences for her actions makes it difficult to invest in her story. Even if the writers manage to soften Luna's edges and give her a path to redemption, it's unclear how she could reintegrate into the world of the bold and the beautiful. Would the other characters ever truly accept her? Steffi, for example, would likely never forgive Luna for her crimes, especially given how close Luna came to ending her life. And if the writers were to force Luna back into society without addressing these issues, it would undermine the stakes of the entire storyline. What about Luna's father? The mystery of Luna's father has been a central part of her storyline, but it's beginning to feel like a distraction from the real issue, Luna herself. While the show has dropped hints that Finn might be her biological dad, this revelation alone won't fix Luna's image problem. In fact, it could complicate things further. If Finn is revealed to be Luna's father, how would he react to her dark past? Finn's forgiving nature might lead him to try to build a relationship with Luna, but this could create tension with Steffi, who would undoubtedly oppose any involvement with Luna. The fallout could create compelling drama, but only if the writers commit to addressing Luna's actions head-on. Otherwise, the paternity twist risks feeling like a gimmick rather than a meaningful development. Where is this storyline going? At this point, Luna's storyline feels like it's at a crossroads. The show has built up plenty of intrigue, but it needs to start providing answers. Is Luna destined to remain an antagonist, or is there a plan to turn her into a more complex and relatable character? The writers must decide soon, as the longer this ambiguity drags on, the more viewers will lose interest in her journey. One possibility is that Luna's redemption could come through a major sacrifice or act of selflessness. Perhaps she could save someone important, Steffi, for example, in a life-threatening situation, forcing the other characters to re-evaluate their perceptions of her. Another option is for Luna to face real consequences for her actions, which could set the stage for a more gradual and believable redemption arc. Either way, the show needs to commit to a clear direction for Luna, or risk wasting the potential of an otherwise compelling character. Final thoughts: intrigue without direction. While Luna's storyline is full of potential, its lack of clarity is leaving fans frustrated. Her actions have been so polarizing that it's hard to root for her, yet the show hasn't fully committed to making her a true villain either. The mystery of her father adds an interesting layer, but it's not enough to carry the story on its own. What do you think, BNB fans? Should Luna be redeemed, or is she destined to remain an outcast? And how will the reveal of her father impact her future? Next, we're diving into a fascinating mix of revelations, emotional confessions, and hints of untold stories from the bold and the beautiful. Luna's constant pleas for sympathy, Bill's intriguing past, and the unraveling mystery of Luna's paternity are taking center stage, and we're here to unpack it all. Let's get started. Could someone else be Luna's father after all? The latest twist in Luna's storyline raises an intriguing question. Is it possible that someone other than Tom is her biological father? Luna's admission to Bill that she can't see any trace of Tom in herself, neither in her looks nor her personality, leaves the door wide open for further speculation. This confession adds a new layer of intrigue to her already convoluted narrative. Could Luna's disgust at Tom's lifestyle and appearance be masking a deeper truth? Or is she simply clinging to denial as a way to avoid accepting her past? Luna's reaction highlights the complexities of her character. Her disdain for Tom as her father seems to stem not only from his scruffy, homeless persona but also from her deep-seated desire for a kind, successful parent. Her words inadvertently reveal her priorities, painting a picture of someone who values status and success above all else. This raises the question, is Luna genuinely searching for a father to fill an emotional void, or is she driven by more selfish motivations? If Tom isn't Luna's father, the possibilities for where this storyline could go are endless. Another twist in her paternity could reignite the drama and bring new characters or revelations into the fold. Could it be someone we already know in the BNB universe? Or will the writers introduce an entirely new player to shake things up? Luna's troubled past, tragic or overplayed? Bill's perspective on Luna's childhood has sparked plenty of debate. He described her upbringing as heinous, a word that implies extreme trauma and hardship. However, upon closer examination, Luna's backstory doesn't quite fit the description. Yes, she grew up with an unstable, promiscuous mother and didn't know her father, but is that enough to warrant such a dramatic label? This discrepancy raises interesting questions about Bill's motivations. Is he projecting his own turbulent childhood onto Luna, or is he genuinely trying to validate her feelings? Either way, his reaction sheds light on his character and his approach to dealing with people who have faced adversity. While Bill's empathy is commendable, it's hard to ignore Luna's ulterior motives in framing her past as more tragic than it likely was. Luna's confession that she only wanted a kind, successful father further complicates the narrative. Her criteria for a parent seem more transactional than emotional, making it difficult to sympathize with her. Instead of focusing on building genuine connections, Luna appears to be searching for someone who fits an idealized image of success and stability. This adds a layer of complexity to her character but also makes her harder to root for. Bill Spencer's backstory, a revelation decades in the making. One of the most captivating moments of the week was Bill Spencer's rare glimpse into his own past. After nearly 16 years on the show, fans were finally treated to some juicy details about Bill's upbringing. He shared that life with his mother was chaotic at best, hinting at a childhood marked by instability and emotional turmoil. These revelations offer a fascinating new dimension to Bill's character, making his current actions and motivations even more compelling. Perhaps the most surprising detail was Bill's confession that he didn't know his father until much later in life. This revelation not only explains some of Bill's own issues with fatherhood but also sheds light on his complex relationship with Spencer Publications. Bill revealed that his father, Bill Sr., manipulated him into joining the company, shattering the illusion that he was destined to lead from birth. The idea that Bill had to be coerced into his role as a media mogul is a fascinating twist, one that redefines his character and raises questions about how much of his success was driven by genuine ambition versus obligation. Fans couldn't help but imagine the potential for flashbacks to this chaotic period in Bill's life. Who wouldn't want to see a soap icon like Susan Lucci step into the role of Bill's enigmatic mother, either in flashbacks or a present-day storyline? The possibilities for exploring Bill's backstory are endless, and this week's revelations have only scratched the surface. Luna's manipulation, sincere or a self-serving act? After Liam's visit to confront Bill, Luna emerged from hiding to once again insist that she didn't recognize the person she had become when she poisoned Tom and Hollis. While her words suggest remorse, her actions tell a different story. Luna's repeated attempts to garner sympathy feel calculated, as though she's more concerned with crafting a narrative that absolves her of guilt than genuinely taking accountability for her actions. What makes this dynamic so compelling is Bill's response. Unlike other characters who might have fallen for Luna's tearful confessions, Bill remains steadfast in holding her accountable. His unwillingness to let her off the hook adds depth to their interactions and reinforces his role as a moral compass, albeit a flawed one, in this storyline. At the same time, Luna's attempts to rewrite her own history raise questions about her endgame. Is she genuinely seeking redemption, or is she simply trying to manipulate Bill into being her ally? The latter seems more likely, especially given her track record of deceit and self-serving behavior. Whatever her motivations, Luna's interactions with Bill highlight the complex power dynamics at play in their relationship. The audience dilemma. Sympathy for Luna? One of the biggest challenges for viewers is deciding whether Luna deserves sympathy. On one hand, her upbringing and strained relationship with her mother provide a potential explanation for her behavior. On the other hand, her lack of genuine remorse and manipulative tendencies make it difficult to root for her.